So, with Summer School Part 13, that's it for Stargirl. And concluding that this is a far pale shadow of the first season, which was much better. The pacing was much better and all of that. But, this one had its little moments here and there, which kind of end up being lost opportunities, I guess. The final episode is just the big battle with Eclipso, which they do. First in a small room, save on money, and then out in the street, Thunderbolt shows up, and at least they demonstrate that at this point Eclipso was really powerful, so even Thunderbolt couldn't, quite beat him. Otherwise, guy's magic. You just wish it so, and it's done. But eventually they all join forces to take him down, and Thunderbolt turns Eclipso into a toast. Piece of toast. Yeah. Well, you can do that. So can you guess? But can you guess what the ultimate power was that really defeated Eclipso? It helped Courtney, because he does take her over. He possesses Courtney for a while. And, of course, Cindy, Shiv, she's like, well, we got to kill her. That's the way it goes. And Wildcat Girl says, no, we got to fight for her and stuff. Well, so you can guess. Right? Yes, that's right. Love defeated Eclipso. Apparently his plan was to merge the shadow world with the real world, or maybe just the Earth, I don't know. And so he could be God, So, well, it didn't work out, but apparently he needed to control both the worlds of darkness, which he already did, and the world of light. And by possessing Courtney, he would have the power of light because of the cosmic staff, But then, surprise, surprise, Sylvester Pemberton shows up. Not the original Starman. I think he's like the third Starman, or maybe the second one. Anyway, Starman shows up and challenges Eclipso for control of the staff. And then all our friends, you can beat him, Courtney, and so of course she does, and then they all blast him and stuff. Jade shows up. Everybody shows up. Even Grundy shows up, but Eclipso kills him. But of course, they do stipulate that he can come back and all of that. And Grundy came back because Hourman tried to fix his hourglass, but he couldn't figure it out. So he decided to go fight Eclipso anyway. Got in his suit and everything, and but didn't have any powers, so he brought Grundy along, and Grundy, punches Eclipso here and there. But then Eclipso's, super powerful at that point, and so that doesn't work out too well. The first battle in the room, though, they all had to fight their fears except Courtney. She just kept zapping the little kid. Who wasn't really there, and several times this happens and she never figures it out. Pat had to fight an evil version of himself. Cindy had to fight her little girl self. That's about it. Eventually Dr. McNider stops Pat and says, hey man, none of this is real. Well, you might have said something earlier. I don't even know why they brought him back, So, yeah, that's about all there is to it. And Shade's not dead. Oh, he shows up and saves Beth's parents from being destroyed by darkness or whatever. And turns out Beth's parents are just as nerdy and geeky as she is. When they find out that she's been secretly a superhero, oh, are they proud of their little girl. They even decide to get back together and not divorce and all that. It's too much slammed in and shoehorned in. They didn't do anything. All they did was repeat over and over again about them getting divorced and Beth being upset about it. That's it. They never developed these characters, which, would fit in because Beth is like that herself. And but it's all slap jobbed in. Her mom makes mention of wanting to redesign her superhero outfit and saying we could use blacks and golds, and which is what the actual female Dr. Midnight had, who was an adult. But yeah. So anyway, that was pretty lazily done, and they just slam it in there at the last minute. So of course, Love wins over, and Courtney's able to exorcise Eclipso from her, and then they defeat him, and then the Thunderbolt turns him into a piece of toast, and I guess they'll keep that safe. So the team's all back together because Wildcat Girl says, "Yeah, I'm gonna stick around," but Hourman says, "Well, I got some stuff to do," which like get his powers back and find the rightful burial place for Grundy. So maybe he won't be in the next season for a while, or will come in a little later or something like that. I don't know. Shade announces that he's sticking around, so he'll be around. How about that? Meanwhile, the next door neighbors, new neighbors moved in, and of course it's the Sportsman and Tigress, because they think that's funny with their daughter who's super strong or something. I don't know. And so the tee-hee, they'll have that going on. Joaquin and Mike, I finally remembered his name. Well, they get along just great. And they were using Mike was using the giant robot, and Joaquin was using, the Thunderbolt. So, and they're talking about, maybe we could form our own team, yeah, and all that sort of stuff. Whatever. Yeah, that's about it. It fizzled, It's too bad. And it looks like the battle they had in the school earlier is where they spent all the money. So, that's too bad. So, after that, it's a bunch of teases and stuff. So, back to that weird, creepy school where they were looking for Jade's brother. And the creepy nurse called up Mr. Bones. Well, Mr. Bones showed up, and he's not dressed up like the Black Terror. He looks like the Red Skull. I mean, he's kind of wearing a type of outfit. But his skull is CGI, which that might have been a bit of a mistake, because I would have thought that might be costly for him. Or maybe not. Maybe making the mask would be more costly. I don't know. They'll probably keep him to a minimum, being the behind-the-scenes manipulator of everything, or he'll just suddenly pull on a rubber mask that amazingly looks just like a human face, and that's probably what he'll do. Meanwhile, what's his name, which I can't remember, the kid that Courtney has a crush on and was the son of Icicle, well, his grandparents revealed to him, they all got ice powers, and so does he. So will he turn to the dark side, or will Love win him over? Love for Courtney, Yeah, I bet Love wins, don't you? So anyway, that's about it. They didn't have enough material for the amount of episodes they had, and that's unfortunate. And so it just sort of dragged on, and a pretty much predictable ending of love conquers all and all that. So there you go. That's it for Stargirl Season 2. Will the next one be better or even more fizzly and faded out? Probably the latter. But you never know. You never know. So, I'll give it a shot and look at it and see what they're doing. But it's not woke, I'll say that, But you got to up your game and do something, So anyway, there it is. And I mean, look, it's not going to be on par with Lois and Lois are Superman and Lois. It's a little bit more mature, not by much, because you had the boys in it and their high school hijinks and whatnot. But Stargirl, I think, is easily more intended for kids. So even with this boring crap in it, it's an okay show for your kids to watch. Other than that, that's about it. So anyway, we'll see what the next one does. But this one was quite the disappointment compared to the first season. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies. with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com, and you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.